But to charge the people 450 to only just make a picture and travel to London, yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
Say, I actually don't have kind of a public portfolio at the moment.
Sounds very interesting.
Sound like it was on the toilet at the end there. So day 2 of starting a brand new video production company from scratch with no investment whatsoever, and we're gonna get a paying client in just 72 hours, or now it's under 48 hours left of this challenge. To make this challenge even harder, I'm doing it without any portfolio whatsoever. So if you haven't watched the last episode, then make sure you go back and check that out. There's so much value to be had. For everyone else, let's just quickly recap what we got up to yesterday. We went over this first stage over the left-hand side here. So we went through business building. So we established our niche was going to be small local businesses because that was our lowest hanging fruit. We were offering video editing, videography and photography services as well. We think photography might be an easier way in there so we can get some quick wins, but we'll see how that goes. We started to build out a bit of a business plan with all of these other things in as well. So benefits, advantages, tone of voice, vision, mission, and ideal customer persona. And again, I just want to go back to these benefits because this is what we're going to be diving into today. Is like, how can we convince someone to buy from us when we have got no portfolio, no credibility, no background whatsoever? And this is where we're going to start to really play on like what was important to them. They want to increase the online engagement. They want to get wider reach on social media platforms. They want to improve their brand awareness and recognition. And they want enhanced customer loyalty and repeat business. They want to re-engage that audience. They want to start driving through some sales. And the trigger for a lot of business owners that I'll be speaking to today, I'm going to guess if AI has done a good job of this, is going to be that they've kind of started to see their competitors using video and they feel like they're being left behind. So we're going to kind of like leverage that a little bit today as well. So here's what we're going to be doing today. We skipped out the social pages because we've got no social proof. We don't have a portfolio, so we'd have nothing to post. So that all of a sudden, when we start to look at this sales funnel, it means we're going to get rid of this DM campaign straight away. And instead, we're going to start to focus on maybe a couple of the other ones as well. Again, we're limited on the amount of time that we've got to use today. So all sales starts with the top of the funnel, which is lead generation. A lead is a different term for saying contact details. When we think about that ideal customer, the small business owners in the local area, I need to have their details in order to contact them. So this is what lead generation is going to be about. Then we're going to dive into how do we start to automate this and use AI to basically help make sales for us. We're going to try a few different strategies, try and get some people into the discovery call, and hopefully win a project. But let's see how it goes. There's, wishful thinking, but we're going to be put to the test, that's for sure. Okay, so lead generation. First of all, I'm going to show you guys a couple of paid ways. They're not the ways that I'm going to be able to do unless they've got a free trial, but I'm going to also show you some free ways after that as well, because I just think this is going to provide so much value to everyone out there. So the first one I want to show you is D7 Lead Finder. Again, this is a paid for thing, but it enables you to type into here a keyword. So if we're thinking about maybe loft or flooring businesses, let's say in let's say Milton Keynes, if that comes up, Milton Keynes, England. If I click on get leads, then what it's going to do is it's going to go away and populate a whole list of businesses and contact details in that area. So I'm going to let that do its thing quickly and I'll come back to it to see what it's found in a second. But in the meantime, I also wanted to tell you about Phantom Buster, because that's another AI tool that basically scrapes the data from the internet and populates a list for you. There is actually a free trial in here, so I'm going to explore that more in a minute. But firstly, let me show you a very simple and effective free way that you can do this. And it's worth saying that I grew my business to probably about $100,000 before I used anything else other than this method. So this method can absolutely get you results and is definitely worth giving a shot, especially if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend anything as well. That's why I'm mainly going to be focused on this or leveraging those free trials as well. Go to Google Maps. And then we're going to look at the local area. And in here, we're going to simply type in a type of business. Now, I've been thinking about this overnight. I've been thinking about what we said yesterday when we were kind of going through the board and we were looking at ideal customers. We are going for small businesses, but with lead generation, it does help if we can be more specific to an industry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to type in construction or building companies. And then under building services, you can see there are so many options that come up on screen. And I'm going to literally take my time and go through this one by one to click on each of these websites, just bring up 100 tabs, keep going all the way through them. I might move the location slightly. I can type in different things, but what I'm effectively going to do is then take myself to these websites. I mean, like this website here. So if I click on contact us, I've got their email address here. Small businesses is probably going to go through to something similar like we've currently got. And we've got a WhatsApp number here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to start to populate this onto a Excel or Google spreadsheet and then just start to list all of these out. And that will start to be what I'm going to use when I start going through these different strategies to actually try and win some sales today. Let's go back to D7 Lead Finder just to see what it's come up with. And yep, you can see here that it has found for flooring companies in Milton Keynes, it has found 119 businesses. So there's 119 businesses of which we've got their website, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And we can go through and have a little look. We can also see who's running ads at the moment as well. So this is actually something that would be really good for us to take a look at. So let's take a look at this right now, actually. So let's go into direct wood flooring. What kind of state are these people in as well? Like, this looks like a pretty big company. There is no video on their website whatsoever, but I do have to remember I've got no portfolio as well. And bigger companies will probably want to see something. They're going to be slightly harder to convince. But let's have a look at Facebook. And here's a little trick, by the way, if you're trying to work this out, is go over to Facebook, go to About, and then go to Page Transparency. And it says this page is currently running ads, which is exactly what D7 Lead Finder found. Go to Ad Library, and then what it will do is it will show us all the ads that they're currently running. So they've got a video ad here, and then they've got a couple of photo ads. You can see how long they've been running for. I mean, this guy's on his phone. You can see his shadow right here, or whoever this is. And this is a classic example of actually, like, you're running that as an ad, but like, I know that so many of you out there can do a better job of what I've just seen in this video without a doubt. So great person to get in contact with, and we can use this as ammo later on. It does take a bit more time, but it means that when I speak to them, I can be really specific with, I've taken a look at your ads, popped up on my feed, or maybe that's the icebreaker. So when we're talking about sales, we want to break that ice. They don't know who you are, and I'll reveal a few of my secrets later on as well when we really get into it. But maybe a good icebreaker for this person would be to say, actually one of your ads popped up on my feed, and I just thought I could provide so much value to you and your business to help. Because they're already spending money, right? They understand the importance of getting their name out there, which is great. They're just not doing the best job of it, and maybe they just haven't found the right person. So I'm going to add them to my Google Sheet. Give me a few minutes, I'll come back and I'll hopefully we'll have populated a little bit of a list, and then we can start to look at how are we gonna plug this in and try and get some sales today. So what do you do when you've got a website that doesn't have any contact information on it at all, or an email address? We really want to be speaking to the owners, and I thought this might be the case because this company seems a bit bigger. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I would do to try and find some people's email addresses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to hunter.io. I'm going to have to log in. It's free to use this. And then I'm going to do a domain search. So this one here, direct flooring. So we've got sales at direct wood flooring. Now it hasn't found anything else. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to Google and put in direct wood flooring marketing manager. See if anything comes up for marketing manager, store manager of Ian. Nothing else comes up. So what I'm going to do is I'm then going to go over to LinkedIn. I can see LinkedIn's a store, Ian is a store manager. So Ian could be someone worth contacting. But again, this business, bearing in mind, I'm starting out brand new and I've got no weight or credibility on myself at the moment. This might be too big a business, but I'll show you so you guys get the principle anyway. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to try and find their business on LinkedIn. let's take Direct Wood Flooring Limited, put that in the top here, see all results, and then it will start to hopefully populate people who work for them. Sales professional, retail manager, sales advisor, let's see all people, and that's it. They were the employees that they had on here. So I was hoping I would find a marketing manager or hopefully the owner or something like that. So Ian would be a good contact here. Or one of the best contacts out of the lot of them. So I'm going to take Ian's details here. I'm going to put that into the social page. And unfortunately on this account, we haven't been able to find an email other than just the generic sales at, and nor would we have a direct phone number. I don't really want to be phoning up businesses, speaking to the sales team and trying to get through to someone. It hardly ever works, which is really annoying. But maybe we can try another strategy that I'll show you when we actually get into the sales process that could work well on this, but let's see how it goes. I have forgotten how lengthy this process actually is. And if any of you have got a bit of money to spend in your business, then I definitely recommend leveraging AI or lead generation tools. I mean, you can even go to places like Fiverr.com and or People Per Hour and get people to basically generate these leads for you. Now, that's not the purpose of this challenge. And I guess the whole point of it being a challenge is that it's challenging. But it really does take me back to when I very first started my business. And I honestly feel like the reason that we have become so successful as a production company is because we're happy to dig deep and really push through what's needed to make it happen. We don't just sit by the phone waiting for it to ring. We actively try and invest everything we can to make sure that we can keep everything turning to grow to that next level. And for me, I remember that in the early stages of business as well. I was just, what's that saying? You know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that's definitely what I feel like business is. It's hard work, but if you want those results and you want those quick results, I mean, we're trying to do this in, you know, probably 30 something hours now, less than that, then you have to just put in the work. And I've obviously just made it harder for myself as well. So what I want to do is I've built out a list now of about 30 odd people, which isn't really enough. My advice to anyone else would be build out a list of at least 100 people, and also do things like warm up your email addresses. So basically you can start sending emails to and from your email address using something like Instantly. And I'll go through that with you in a moment, but I kind of want to get some things underway because I'm kind of itching, sitting here thinking like, I'm not leaving it enough time for people to reply. Like if I want to get a client signed literally in the next kind of 24 just over hours, then I really need to start getting something going. So I want to talk you through these strategies. So we've done a bit of lead generation. I'll continue to do that throughout the day and through as long as it takes, as much time as I've got until we get a sale. So lead gen is the most important. Next, we've got cold calling, email campaigns, DM campaigns, Facebook group strategy, and networking. Now, we can't do networking because we don't have time. That's effectively joining a local networking group and meeting like-minded businesses who are all looking to grow. There's a great opportunity there for people who are just starting out, and I would be guaranteed to get some work if I attended one of those networking events, but I don't have time, so we'll cancel that out. DM strategy as well, we're going to cancel that out because we don't have any social proof. We don't have a portfolio. All we've got is a website, and at least we've got that, but we don't have any social pages. So we're going to get rid of that as a strategy as well. Facebook group strategy. So this is something that works really effectively if you've got a little bit longer to do this. Now, the other thing I don't want to do is my local community groups I've already kind of posted in the past, not actually to do with work, to do with other things. So for the purpose of this challenge, I don't want to utilize this strategy because I think it might make easier sales because people have seen my name popping up and then it doesn't quite, or it doesn't match up. So it's not the best strategy for now. But I want to talk through why it's so powerful. So in a Facebook group strategy, you go to a Facebook group in your local community. Now, for a lot of younger people who are thinking Facebook's dead, you know, you got TikTok, X, all the rest of it, but so many business owners are still on Facebook because they're the slightly older generation for the most part. And they're often active in these community local groups. So I would literally just post in that local group, hey guys, I've just started my new business. I would love to hear your thoughts of what you think about my website, and I'd post it in there. Then anyone who comments, I would then instantly start a conversation with each of those people and get to find out what it is that they do. There are UK-based or local-based business groups on Facebook as well that I would go and join. But by doing that strategy starts up the conversation, or I would even just say, hey guys, I've just launched my new business. I'm looking to either build out a portfolio, or I'm looking to work with some local businesses who are in desperate need of some video content. Please let me know if you know anyone below. I would love to have a chat with them. That is such a strong position because people are always happy to help out. And it's not about who's in the group, it's about who those people know outside of that group as well. So that's actually a strategy that I would absolutely love to use, but I don't think now's the right time. I think what I probably need to do is find one of you guys who needs help, bring you into the studio, or maybe do it remotely if you're in a different country, and actually get you to do a strategy like that. But I don't think it's a demonstration that is going to be insanely valuable for you. Where I do think I can provide some value is in cold calling and email campaigns. So let me start with email campaigns, then I'm going to get straight into some live cold calling and we'll see how that goes. Cold calling is something that fills me with a bit of fear and dread from past experiences, but we'll give it a go. So email campaigns. So what I'm in essence going to do is use the email that we set up earlier on, and I'm going to be messaging these businesses out of my kind of sheet of leads. Now, what I want to do is make that email as personalized as possible. And I use what's called an AIDA formula for the most part, where it's an, first of all, attention. Can we capture their attention? And I'm trying to do that in the subject line. So I'm using different things like quick question or website video or social content, things that might make them think that it's not completely sales. Or I've also in the past tried this, so I'm going to try it again. And that's just to leave the subject blank. So it just says no subject, because then actually it generates that curiosity for people to open up and have a look. With the AIDA formula, that first bit stands for attention. The next is interest. So I'm going to spark their interest and continue to capture their attention by actually trying to reference something that they've done recently. So when I've been building out my lead form, I've also got a column for their Facebook page, and I'm just going to reference something that they've recently been doing, or if they haven't been posting, I'll reference that as well, so I can start to leverage that. Next is desire, attention, interest, desire, and that desire is going to basically be the selling bit. I'm going to go down the line of like, would you be interested in having a chat? Would you, basically consider us talking more, whether or not we can work together? Or this is going to work out really well. And I'll do this for some people, particularly in the kind of construction background, is I'm going to find a couple of websites for people who are smashing it with video content. And then I'm going to actually pitch that to these guys to say, would you consider, something like this, because, your competitors are already doing it. So I'm going to leverage the fact that their competition are already leaving them behind, and they should probably act now as a result. So we're going to leverage that. And then finally, action, call to action at the very end here. So that's going to be just something simple like, yeah, would you be against having a chat? Let's book in a date, something like that. I will share this with you when I get into it, but that's in essence the framework that I'm going to start to use to kind of leverage that. Now, in my lead list at the moment, I've got a mixture of construction, which covers everything from loft conversion to handymen to interior designers, painter and decorators, a huge different amount of people in my local area there for that. I've got hotels, salons, print people, car, automotive stuff. So I've started get a bit of variety around that. Like I said, I need a lot more leads, but I'll get the sales bit going and then kind of come back to that as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start on some cold calling, see if we get any responses, because cold calling, it is a little bit more brutal, but I'll also be able to ask some questions about the industry. So if I'm keep coming up against the same objections, then what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to start to get an idea of how I can position my services slightly better. So Let's pick up the phone and wish me luck. I don't know why I still get so nervous before doing cold calling. I can feel my throat going already. Right, let's do it. They're just humans on the other end. That's all it is. And we just want to help their business.
To the EE voicemail.
First one done. Okay, with anyone who's like that, I don't bother leaving a message. I would just ring them back at a later date. So I'm just going to make a note on my lead form to do that as well.
Hello.
Hey there, is that Fabio?
Yeah, speaking.
Hey, Fabio. My name's. Oh, sorry. I was getting another call on the other line there. So, 1 second. There we go. I think that's working. Sorry. Absolutely. What an absolute mess of a conversation. Sorry, mate. I'm just giving you a call out the blue. I'll be straight up. It is just a cold call. I've started a videography business literally as of yesterday. So I was just looking at local businesses in the area, and of course you came up. And I just wanted to ask you a quick question, and that was, do you currently have the need for kind of any video content or any kind of photography work for maybe like your website or social media?
No, mate. We just take some photos just as we go. We just upload them. It's easier.
Sure thing. Okay, mate. Look, no problem at all. That's fine. Do you think it's something that you would like consider at all in the future? Obviously, I'm just starting out, so it's like I'm happy to do it super cheap while I build out my portfolio. But
to be truthful with you, one of my close mates is a photographer and filmer.
Oh, fine, mate. No problem at all then. That's all right. It wasn't meant to be, but that's all good. No problem at all, mate. I appreciate you taking the call anyway.
Okay, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Sound like it was on the toilet at the end there. Fine, okay. I feel like as well with cold calling, like I get it's in so out the loop of doing it. After spending a day of doing this, it just comes back to you. But yeah, it's a bit of a car crash. Right, let's phone back the person whose phone call I missed.
Hello?
Hey there, mate. Sorry I missed your call there. I was just on another call, so it's a bit of a phone ping pong today. This just double check. This is SSB Building Services, right?
Yes, Sylvester speaking. How I can help you?
Oh, okay, fantastic. No worries. Look, mate, I just had a question. I actually have just started a brand new business, and we do video content. And I came across your Facebook page, and I saw that you're posting reels, and you've got some nice photos and bits and pieces. But I didn't know if you'd be interested in maybe working together on a bit of like a brand video. So maybe we can do like a bit of an overview of one of your projects.
Sounds very interesting. Can you call me back, next week, please? Because, I need to speak with my colleague because he told me, he has someone who already done some work for him. So I will ask him if he is happy. If not, I will speak with you, and let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. I can do that. I'll make a note now to give you a call back.
Have you got any, job already done, any videos or, photos ready?
I don't have any kind of portfolio. I do have a website that I can show you, but a lot of my projects that I'm working on are either still currently working on with the clients, or I haven't got anything on the website yet. But I'm certain that we can do something, and again, we can do it cheaply, obviously, to make it work for you guys. Because I appreciate it's a bit of a risk, but I'm sure you know what it's like starting a business. You've got to start somewhere, right?
Okay, yes. So please call me next week and I will let you know.
Great stuff, lovely. And sorry, I didn't actually get your name. What was your name?
Sylvester.
Sylvester. Perfect. Thank you so much, Sylvester. I'll give you a call next week then. All right, mate.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. This is the battle we're going to come up against. Can I see some of your existing work? No, you can't because I don't have any. But I'm going to try and risk reverse it by basically saying, look, if you don't like your video, then you don't pay for it. How about that? And of course, now's not the time to have that conversation because he already said, can you phone me next week? So what I'll do is, I know we've got 3 days to to get this, so I'm going to keep trying. And if not, then I'll give the guy a phone back. But my plan, or what I would do is, if this was my business long term, is I would drop him an email right now, just say thanks for the call, drop him a call next week, and then I would have that ammo. Like, look, you know what it's like starting a business. It's hard when you haven't got much of a portfolio. let me do this video for you. If you like it, you only pay, you know, £100 or £200, and that's probably the equivalent, you know, you can almost double it for dollars. Then, so if you do like it, you pay that. And if you don't like it, then you don't pay at all. Then that way I'm taking all of the risk, but at the same time, I get to build out my all important portfolio. So let's keep phoning a few people, see what kind of messages we get. And yeah, I'm now on a high, so I want to actually make sure we can land someone. And of course, I'm going to do some email campaigns as well later on today.
Hello.
Hi there, is that a JVM Construction?
Yeah, speaking.
Hey mate, you're right. I was giving you a quick call just because I'm actually in the local area, and I don't know if this would be the right fit for you, but I've just started a videography business, and I was reaching out to local businesses to basically see if they need any help with their video content. And I was having a look at your Instagram, and obviously you've got some lovely photos, and I even saw that you've been posting some Instagram reels, which is great. But I wondered about the more kind of high-end professional kind of glossy videos like you've got similar to your website. Would you be open to having a chat about that at all?
Have you got like an email or anything you can send me with like anything you do or anything like that? Can you send over any work for your email?
Yeah, I can drop you an email. I'll just be straight up as well and say I actually don't have kind of a public portfolio at the moment. I literally started the business officially. I've got a website, but I started the business a couple of days ago. So the projects are either in editing or I haven't got anything yet. But what I was thinking about doing is maybe doing something like, look, you know, I'm looking to charge 150 quid for a video. I'd spend a couple of hours with you. And if you didn't like the video, then you don't have to pay for it. There's like no strings attached. But of course, you know, if you do like it then and you want to use it, then you obviously have to pay for it. But I just thought then that was a fairer way, because I appreciate that it can be a bit risky when, you know, it's a new business. But I don't know. What does that sound like to you?
Yeah, just ping me over some anything you've done before if you can, and I'll have a little look and then get back to you. Is that all right?
Okay, mate. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. No worries. I can do that. I think I got your email from the website. Was it sales at? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Perfect. And what was your name?
Jay.
Jay, was it? Sorry, yeah?
Yeah, Jay.
Perfect.
What's yours?
My name's Ross.
Ross.
Yeah.
All right then, Ross. No
Great
problem.
stuff.
Yeah, do that and then we can catch up.
Brilliant. Nice one. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, mate. I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Bye. Is this showing you guys how important having a portfolio is? But this is why I say to people, it's not just a show reel. It's about kind of understanding that niche and having examples of work in the industry that is applicable to you. And I mean, obviously, even going through this process, I'm already kind of learning that even more so, that when you're starting out, you know, we're picking low-hanging fruit local businesses, and sales is all about aligning with someone understanding the value that video brings, having the money to pay for it, just at the right time that you get in there before any other videographer does and say, hey, do you want to work together? Because some of these people that say no, they're not interested, or, you know, are unsure, they might actually, something might come from that, but just later on down the line. So, you know, that's a no now isn't a no forever. Hi mate, sorry. The line was really quiet then. I can hear you. That's all right. Is that Pro Building Services? Oh no, sorry mate. It's so quiet.
Probably very bad signal. That's why. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's it. That's fantastic. I came across your website, and I think that there's a lot that I could really do to help, to be honest, mate. And I just wondered, have you thought about like having any kind of professional photos or videos done to help promote your services?
I try to do everything by myself, to be honest, because, like, you know, everything is very expensive in these times. I'm not a very big company. I'm just working for myself. And I have only just one person who helped me actually when they need to do the work. Then all the website and everything is done by myself.
Got ya.
I know it's not very professional, but I try to do my best. you understand what I mean.
Of course, mate. I totally get that. I mean, like, obviously, I'm in the same boat of like, just starting a business, this big wide adventure, and it's kind of like, oh, where do you start? And you kind of have to do a bit of everything. So I totally understand that. Look, I know that one of your concerns was about it being kind of expensive. But look, because I'm starting out, I think I'm priced pretty competitively. So what I've kind of been saying to people is, if you've got a project on at the moment, I can come and take like 10 or 20 photos for you, and I could do like a little video just showing you working away, put it with some nice music, with some branding and the logo. And I've been looking to do that for like 150 quid for people. So come and spend a couple of hours with you, do a couple of photos, nice little video, and basically call it 150 quid, because that helps me get started as well and build out my portfolio. But it also means it gives other people the opportunity, like you, with your business, you might not have much money there to actually, kind of benefit from some nice looking stuff.
Okay, yes, it sounds great, but when do you want to do this? Because at the moment I'm not have a job in Bedford, and I think it's gonna be very hard for you to come around.
That's fine. Have you got a job on at the moment?
I have a job at the moment, but it's in London.
Oh, is it in London? Is it?
Yeah, because I moved recently in Bedford, and I still have a lot of clients.
Got you.
Who calling me, and they keep my number, and I need to go to do the work for them even now,
Got you.
I probably I have something in the future in Bedford. Then I will keep your number, and once I'm starting Bedford, I'm very happy to give a call back, and we can meet and we can do something.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic, mate. That sounds really good. Like, to be fair, I'm happy to travel. Obviously, traveling into London, with traffic is quite far. So if I was going to do anything in London, I'd probably, I don't know if this is too much for you, but if I was going to go into London, I'd want to spend a kind of a full day with you rather than just kind of like just spending a couple of hours. So I'd probably be looking at maybe kind of 450 to do a video and some photos, and then spend the day kind of getting you working away. Do you think like 450 quid, is that kind of within your budget?
To be honest, at the moment for 450, even myself, I don't think if I take that money, make that money in one day, it won't
sure.
You, but it's a lot of money, my friend, to be honest. Only just to make a picture and travel to London.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's mainly because I think obviously it's going to take probably it's 4 or 5 hour round trip in and out of London.
I really understand. You still want to do something. You have to start from somewhere, but to charge the people 450 only just to make a picture and travel to London, I think it's ridiculous price.
So if I was to,
you're not gonna find too many people to accept that money, my friend.
Obviously,
like I said, I'm not charging the customers 450 a day for my work. My work is heavy work, not only just take the pictures. That's what I'm saying. For me, the 450 is not too much. It's very expensive.
Look, I understand, mate. So let me just ask this one question then. Obviously, at 150, if we were doing something in Bedford, obviously it means I can pop in, get some photos, do some editing, etc.
How long is that take?
So that's it. Yeah, probably a couple of hours. So
what? Hours.
Yeah, I think if we spent like 2 hours with you, that would give us enough time to kind of like take some photos, get some clips. Yeah,
like I said, I'm happy to try when I start the job in Bedford. Yeah, but not for London. For London, it's too expensive.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm with you on that. So what I'll do is let me drop you an email if that's all right. So then that way you've got my details, and then
this is great. And I can keep your detail. And once I start, I have to be honest, very big project in Bedford, like 8-bedroom house. Yeah, huge project.
Nice. That's massive.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. Once I start that one, I probably need you for not only one day or something like that. It's going to be like the steps. Once we strip everything, when we start to do, once we finish, you know what I mean? Like, I need everything. Like,
yeah, like a start to finish.
Like
yeah.
like a step like project. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
I think it's gonna be the best for both of us.
Yeah, perfect, mate.
So I'm very happy to meet you and do something.
Yeah, sweet. Well, look, I really appreciate you taking that call, and yeah, I'll certainly I'll catch up with you soon then, and we'll get something booked in. That'd be great.
All right then.
All right, then, mate. No problem. Take care, mate. Cheers. Bye.
Take care, mate.
What has just happened? Oh my god. So let me break this down. So the guy's like keen. So the guy's like, yeah, 150, let's do it. But I've only got a project in London. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna need to spend the whole day in London. Like if I was a beginner, then I'd still probably do it for 150 plus some travel. And he'd probably say yes, but I don't want to commit to that because also I don't want to mess him around. I don't want to say, yeah, okay, let's do it, and then phone him back and say, hey, you're just on a YouTube video. I don't actually want to do it for that much money. So goodbye. And then he was like, 450 a day. Oh my God, that's so expensive. Like no one, like how could anyone charge that? God help him if he sees how much we charge as a production company. He'd have a heart attack. And then it went full circle as I've got this big 8-bedroom house in Bedford. I'm definitely going to give you a call. I'll need to book you in for a couple of days where you can come at each stage of the process. So, oh my God, I thought the guy was like having a go at me and everything. And I think like, look, there's loads of sales tactics that I could bring up and I could try and like, you know, well, does your website at the moment make you any money? Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, well, that's maybe why. Sometimes people just aren't the right fit for that. And you've got to reserve some of that energy as well. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. That's fine. Then that way you're the one in control the whole time. So actually, out of those people that we've phoned so far, we've had a really good response. We have had, so he's basically happy to book us in some work in the next couple of weeks once he moves to Bedford or his project starts in Bedford. We've got Jay who said to send over the website and he'll have a little look and maybe we can discuss some more. We've got Sylvester who said call him back next week and we'll talk about some projects that we can get in. But unfortunately, at the moment, we've also had someone who said their friend does it and then 2 people haven't picked up the phone. So, volume, I need to carry on down this route of phoning people. I'm going to move on to the email campaign now, so the email campaign can be going in the background while I'm doing the calls, so we're hitting people at all angles. So we're going to keep going through that process, and hopefully we get someone in the next day. Otherwise, this challenge has been a massive waste of time, but it's positive for the future. Let's see if there's any local people that we can convince right now. I'm going to jump straight onto the emails as the next part of this campaign, and then let's see how that goes. If you guys could just do me one favor, if you're not already, can you just make sure you're subscribed to the channel? And if you are already, can you just let me know in the comments below what's been your main take home from this series so far? What have you enjoyed the most? What kind of things are you going to start implementing into your business? Basically, did you find it useful? If you're not subscribed and you are getting value from this video, please just press that subscribe button. It's completely free to do so, and it really helps build out our community and grow this channel. So really frustratingly, what I would usually do is I would use AI to start to automate this whole process, particularly lead generation, because it's taken me so long to find leads, add them to it. And I'm kind of just doing it as I go now, which isn't the best use of my time. But the whole point of me doing this is to show you that you don't need investment. Now, unfortunately, although I can access instantly, which is one of the apps I told you about earlier on, I would also use Fiverr and people per hour to get people to get this data for me. But it does cost and I've got no money to spend. So I'm just going to have to do it the old fashioned way for now, which is completely fine, but it is a little bit more time consuming. So I would certainly suggest looking at that if you do have a bit of money to spend. But what I want you to get out of this is, in this free trial that Instantly give you, you can actually set up an automated email campaign. Now, the reason I'm not going to use it is because I'm not going to be able to fill it full of leads quicker than it sends the emails, so then it's pointless anyway. But I want to show you because there's loads of value in this. So what you can do is you can plug in your email address to begin with. And once you plugged in your email address, you can use a warm-up function. I suggest everyone does a warm-up function because what it does is it sends emails from your email account and to your email account from a different one. And it basically then tells Outlook or Gmail, or it tells Google that you're not a spam email, in that you're actually a legit business because it's got traffic going in and out. Can you imagine if you all of a sudden start messaging 1,000 people, then it's going to spike up and you'll show up as spam, and then all of your emails are going to go into the junk folder or the spam folder. So we don't want that to happen. So it's really important that we warm up our emails. Then we generate loads of leads, like we've said, and then simply you just plug it into here. So you click on the leads button, you add loads of leads into this campaign. Next, you've got your sequences. So inside here, you can add your subject line. So for instance, we said about earlier on trying no subject, or you can put in like website content, something that's terrible, but something that actually sparks some kind of curiosity. And then in here, you can put your email structure. So again, using that ADA formula that we spoke about earlier on. Now, I actually have a free training on not only this and what email framework to use, and I break down exactly how to use it, but in this training, I also show you how at the end of the process, once we've got a client who's interested, we sign them up onto a long-term contract of 12 months. So that means that we've got a guaranteed payment coming in every single month. It's the only true way to build a profitable videography business and to have one that has a predictable cash flow. And because those clients are contracted, it means you know exactly how much you've got coming in every single month. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to take a look at that training. There is so much value to it, and it breaks down a lot of things that I'm going through already in a lot more detail, plus some added perks so you know exactly how to close those clients and win some big deals. So you would put your email in here, and then you can also add a variant, so you can basically do A/B testing. This is telling me I need to upgrade the plan, so I won't be able to do that on the free version, but if you're paying for it, then you'll be able to test different emails to see what performs better. And this is the best thing. If you click on add step, assuming they don't reply to you, you can change this to maybe 3 days. And in 3 days time, if they haven't replied, then it will send them a follow-up email. And it will just be like, hey, you know, just chasing my last email, or whatever you decide to say. Now, again, I'm not going to do this because I can't fill the funnel quick enough, but this is really effective. There are a few mistakes that you want to make sure that you don't make when using AI, and we need to make sure that we're speaking to that right niche and we're not making it generic for everyone. Again, in that free training, I actually dive into all of these common mistakes so that you can actually smash it from day one and get some positive replies and good results. And that leads me over to this. So this is the analytics on what a campaign looks like. This is actually just an internal campaign for members of my academy. So we've sent 456 emails since started. We can then track the open rate, so how many people are opening the emails, how many people are clicking on the link, how many people are replying, etc., etc. Now, obviously, these stats are going to be wildly different to what we would expect as a production company or what you would expect. To give you an idea, an open rate should be around about 30 to 50% is quite good. And then you're not really tracking clicks as much as you just want replies. You just want them to reply to you to say, yes, let's book in a meeting, or yes, let's do this thing. So I would expect a reply rate of around about kind of 5 to 10%. It does vary. Online says the average is 1%, which is, I don't know what those people are sending out in their emails, but yeah, we would typically expect it to be a bit higher there. So this is where AI is really helpful, because this is doing it in the background while you can crack on with the other things you enjoy to do, but also it gives you the data and analytics so that you can adapt things to make sure you get better results. Unfortunately, I can't use it because it costs too much and I can't keep up with the demand because I want to land a client literally in the next day, so I need to crack on. Okay, I appreciate there is a lot to take in here, so I hope you guys are still with me. I hope you're following this. This is all making sense. It's obviously, I'm doing it as it happens. So I'm also having to adapt things as well. But I want to make sure that if above anything else, you guys just get as much value out of this series as you can. Yeah, I didn't know I needed to start another business, but here we go. What's this, like business number 5 now? So there's a lot to keep on top of. So what I want to do is I just want to walk you through live what I'm actually doing when I'm sending these emails and kind of how in depth I'm going with it. I'm not trying to cut corners because I know that ultimately providing value and making this personal in these emails will get me better results, even though it takes me longer. So what I'm doing with some of these people that we found earlier on, such as let's say these guys here. So, the website's, not too bad, I guess. When we look at their gallery, they've got some befores and afters. They're pretty standard kind of iPhone stuff. Now, what I've then gone to do is try and find someone in the same sort of industry. So again, focusing on this kind of construction stuff for the time being. So if we go over to DJ Moore Lofts, we go to gallery, then, we've got a photo gallery here, so we can click on read more. And then we've also got a video gallery here as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to really leverage what these guys are doing. So not only have we got client testimonials, frequently asked questions, completed projects, progress videos. We want this to be inspiring because the person on the other end who's receiving this, let's say they're a builder, they might not be the most creative person. They might just be good at what they're good at. They might just be numbers focused. They might not be creative. So we want to spark that interest and basically be like, look at what your competitors are doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it, semi-personal, personal in terms of the opening. So let's click on their Facebook page and basically your website should always open your socials in another tab, not in the same one, because then they lose your website. So these guys are posting, not so long ago. So they are posting and they're just posting standard stuff. They're getting actually pretty decent likes. They're actually getting pretty decent likes and pretty good stuff, to be fair. So, great. Okay. Cool. So that's good for them actually. So what I can do is, and I can just say, right, let's go over to here. So I'm going to say something like hi, and I want to know their name really. If you don't know their name, it makes it really hard to start to talk to them. I think his name was Anthony actually. He's in the About Us page. Anthony, here we go. Hi Anthony, let's start with that. Hi Anthony, your post, what was your post about? Perimeter fence, okay, so what I've got here is, hi Anthony, your post came up on my feed about a perimeter fence that had fallen down, and it got me looking at your website or social media page. Now, of course, I've leveraged that because then he knows I've been looking at his page, and it's also like, oh, someone saw that post. It'll be an instant icebreaker connection. It will generate that kind of attention and start to generate that interest. So I can see that you haven't really had any videos done before. Would you be against having a call to see if we can help showcase some of your projects? So again, starting to kind of like put that in softly. This is what we're looking to do. I've just started a videography business, also based in Bedford. So maybe we can do something similar to this. And this is where I start to create that desire, because not only like, is he maybe like, oh, I've never really used video, I don't really care that much. But actually now I've linked a competitor's website, and I've also said these guys seem to be smashing it, which is going to annoy him because he's going to be like, well, I'm better than they are, but he'll hopefully have that realization that actually, well, it doesn't look like that from your website. You're not showcasing the amazing work that you do. But I'm sure we could do a better job. Nice way to turn it around. Kind of like, look, if me and you team up, then maybe we can, kind of do a better job and get your name out there so you don't feel like you're being left behind. There's no strings attached, and at the very least, I could provide some tips on creating videos yourself. Again, just handling any objections in case they think it might just be a sole sales call. It'll just be nice to have a chat. If you could let me know either way, that'd be great. My website's still in progress, but I'll link it anyway. Again, obviously, we've got no portfolio on our website whatsoever. Speak soon, Ross. So through this, we've kind of used that AIDA formula. We definitely want to kind of get straight in there with, basically, are you against having a call with us? Would you like to have a call? And you leveraging their competitors to ultimately get some results. So what I'm going to do at this point now is I'm just going to stop the camera. I'm going to start plowing through this and spend the entirety of the day continuing to phone people, email people, lead generation, basically exactly what I've been doing in this first half, to then hopefully get some results. And to go back to our Figma board, what we're looking to do here is get a discovery call in with someone. We've already had good success this morning, and for any one of you, you would be booking in work now based on those conversations that I've already had. So there is money to be made, there's money in the pipeline. I just don't have the luxury of time. So I'm trying so hard to get something in now, get a discovery call in, and then convince them, can we book in a project? Can we get that confirmation of that booking? Then we're on to a winner. So make sure you take a look at that free training event if you want some more strategies on how to leverage AI for lead generation and email marketing. And also, more importantly, if you want to generate a recurring revenue for your business, then I'll show you how our unique RCP system allows you to do that in order to scale your business. So take a look at that training and find out if I've had any success at all in the next video. I'll see you there. Click here if it's out. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. I wondered if you'd be open to having a chat about that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely something that we would consider.
Hey, you're right. Are you Louise? Yes. Hey, lovely to meet you. I'm Ross. Pleased to meet you.